What is up, guys? This is RizzyPOW, and this is going to be week 8 of the NPL, the National Pokeball League. We, of course, are the Phoenix Sunflowers, and today we are going to be going up against Blake, Moxie Infernape 5, and his Baltimore Braviaries, as you can see. But, yeah, Blake is a really good friend of mine. Make sure you go check him out. His link will be in the description, as well as a link to all of the other coaches and analysts in the NPL, as well as the fan doc and the Discord server. So go click that Discord server, go to the roll call chat, and please become my fan, because I'm a needy person. I need some fans, man. But yeah, we're gonna be going up against Blake this week, and I faced Blake actually a couple of times in league formats. He's actually probably the person I've known the longest that I still talk to in this community. When I joined the community, I joined the Major PL. That's kind of where I started, and I still talk to him. Obviously, it's been like 2.5 years since I met him, and I don't really talk to anybody from all the way back then anymore. I mean, I met Trip actually like a couple months ago in real life, which was kind of cool, as well as I still do talk to Dan, but yeah, Dan and Blake are the people that are like still active in this community that I've known from since the beginning, which is actually really cool. But yeah, we're gonna be going up against him this week. We've played a couple of times. In my first season of the Major PL, we faced in the regular season as well as in the playoffs, and I beat him both times over there. That was pretty fun. And second season of the Major PL, we actually lost to him twice in the regular season and in the playoffs. So we're 2-2 after that. I think we had like a pretty even differential. Like we were 2-2 plus 0, and then after that we played actually in a NPL off season I think it was like 3rd gen league, but we played there and I did win, and that was a pretty fun game. I was under the influence actually, and yeah, that was pretty funny. I don't even remember if I built that team myself. I think Trev might have even built it. I don't fucking remember. That was a fun time. And then we played also last season of the NPL, and I did lose that against him there, which was pretty unfortunate. So if we're not counting the 3rd gen league, which we probably shouldn't, because that was kind of a meme. I'm 3-2 against Blake, and I want to even that, and I want to become 3-3 this week. And this is actually a very important game for us, because we are actually completely tied in the standings. We're both tied for 1st and 2nd in the Premier Conference at a 4-3 record with the same exact differential. And if you guys see over here, you guys can't read all of this, but it says diff in conference. We have the same differential, conference differential, and conference win and losses. So the first, like whoever is above each other in the standings, first it comes down to how many wins you have, then your differential, and then your conference stats. And we are tied in completely everything. So the next one is head to head, and we haven't faced yet, obviously. So there is literally no tiebreaker between us. But that will obviously change this week because we battle. So the 1st and 2nd team of the Premier Conference, really big game, because whoever also wins this game is going to be put at a 5-3 record, and we both have actually very healthy differentials, especially compared to the rest of our conference. Like you look at Abe, he's 4-3 with a -7 differential. So us having a healthy differential is going to be huge, because whoever wins this game is most likely going to make playoffs. So obviously, if they really fuck up in the last 2 weeks, like they get 6-0'd, then that could be an issue. Like they could easily like not make playoffs still, even though they have 5 wins. But our conference is like kind of super close. So also the thing about it is that my team, even if I win this game, my team is also very hyper offensive, and it's built in a way that I usually win games with a small differential as well as lose games with a smaller differential. So I shouldn't have a huge problem if I do make it to 5 wins, making playoffs, because unless I really just fuck up my differential. But if you want to look at the luxury conference, just going to show this off a little bit. We got Cheese and Gypsy kind of destroying everyone. Birds up there too. And then, you know, the last fourth spot is kind of crazy between like Rob, Jolt, and I mean, even Shadi can make it there. And then Razor and Aster are not in a good position. But anyways, if we want to look at the overall standings over here, we have the worst Phoenix team up first. That actually, we're obviously better. Even though they're above us in the standings, we fucking beat them. You can't say we didn't beat them. So fuck off. Fuck off. I don't know. And we're actually fifth, tied for sixth in the overall standings as of week 7. So yeah, I just wanted to give a bit of like background information for this match, as I'm actually not going to be going into my team builder, because there's a really good chance that no matter the outcome of this match against Blake, that we might actually face in playoffs. So I don't want to show my team just because in case we do face in playoffs, I don't want him to know my sets. And also the thing is against Blake, what is it? I don't want him to know my sets, but yeah, we also are required to show all of our teams in every single NPL video, except we are allowed to not show 2. And the reason for that is because, like, you know, in this kind of scenario where we feel like we have a really good chance to be going up against each other in playoffs, and we don't want to show it for that reason. So I've already not showed my team up against Abe, and that was because my computer actually had all of its teams deleted. And we're going to be going up against Blake this week. And we have Blake, then we have Maddie, and then Merc. And then after that, we have playoffs if we do make it there. So hopefully we can beat Blake this week. It's going to be a huge win. And yeah, let's get right into the battle. Sorry that I kind of blabbered for a bit. But all right, we are here with the actual battle up against Blake. And as you guys can see, this is the team that I have brought. The mods I actually ended up bringing. I actually ended up bringing Clef just because it was a mod that was really difficult to find like a good set versus his team. Blake's team, like, he has a lot of really good Clef responses, like Venusaur, which, you know, it's a pretty good one. Reggie again. He has Infernape that can be like Banded Flare Blitz, and then kind of just stop any potential of any Clef sweep. He has options like Necrozma that can Calm Mind up alongside it and hurt it with Psyshock. So Clef, it was just a really difficult mod to bring. There were some kind of cool sets, but just wasn't able to bring them. But as you guys can see, other mons I didn't bring, like Gengar. He does have like a lot of good responses though, but you know, there could have been cool sets I could have brought, but I decided not to. What else? Breloom, and then yeah. But as you guys can see, this is the team that Blake brought. It's stuff that I really expected. I thought there was a chance he might bring Electivire, but he has like a lot of fat, pretty much. Blake has like a really fat team with like 2 really good breakers and like Zydog and Infernape. So these 2 things were a huge threat to my team. I thought either one could be Scarf or even Banded. I thought Life Orb was an option for both of them as well. Like Scarf Zydog is actually pretty decent because it revenges all of my really fast things. And then even Banded because I actually don't have a switch into 1,000 Arrows. So I could see a band set. I could even see a band set for Infernape, even a Scarf set for Infernape. So we're going to have to see. He did bring Registeel, so I'm expecting Registeel to be the potential rocker. But yeah, I was pretty positive that Registeel was going to be the rocker by the look of his team. He did bring Vaporeon, which is going to be a bit annoying because like, I don't have the best Skull switch-ins. I made sure that my Kyurem actually has no physical attacks, so can actually be my Skull switch-in. It has Roost as well, and has Toxic to be able to beat the Vaporeon. Unless he has Toxic himself, that could be a bit annoying. But I'm willing for my Kyurem Black to be Toxic to get a Toxic off on Vaporeon. And I can also set up spikes all over Vaporeon with Greninja because I'm actually a leftovers Greninja, so that means I can take Scalds while not having too much damage taken on me, and I can just spam spikes up on it. So that's really cool. Mesprit is also my rocker, and yeah, that's pretty much it that I wanted to say. let's just get into the battle. I believe I lead off with, I lead off with my Mega Aerodactyl, and this is great because I'm adamant and I can just fire off a wing attack. Even if he has max defense, he's going to get 2 KO'd, and I was really surprised he stayed in. He also revealed Energy Ball, which was kind of a weird move. I don't know why he had it, and he hasn't told me why, and I don't expect him to tell him why because we have a very good chance to face in the playoffs. So I don't know why he had Energy Ball, but that's kind of interesting. I think from that damage, I don't remember, but I don't think he had a lot of like attack investment. He didn't have a ton of special attack investment, and from the damage from wing attack, it looked like he was just max HP, not a ton of defense investment either, because that wing attack did a lot. So right over here, he is in range of Earthquake, so I believe I just go for that in case he did want to go out into something like Registeel. Yeah, that's his only flying resist, so in case he wanted to go into Registeel, I decided to go for Earthquake, and he decided to switch on a Vaporeon, as I'm just going to go out into what I said before was going to be my Skull Switch-in, which is the Kyurem Black. So right here, I actually just made a very aggressive play, and I fired off a Focus Blast because I knew there was no way that he would be staying in with Vaporeon right over here. Like his play was probably go out into Registeel, maybe sack the Mega Venusaur, but the thing is that if he did, like, if he stayed in with Vaporeon, the only reason why I could see him doing that is to, like, maybe wish off, like, maybe scout and then wish on my Fusion Bolt or something, but, like, again, that was a really risky play. So I went for Fusion Bolt, and even if he did stay in, there is not much he could have done to me. If he did have Toxic, that would have been a bit annoying, but again, not much Vaporeon could do to my Kyurem Black. So did fire off a Focus Blast, and that Registeel does not have a ton of special attack investment, so I can actually just fire off another Focus Blast. And Focus Blast, if he was Spadef Registeel, would not have been a 2 KO, but since he isn't Spadef, this Focus Blast is doing a ton. So I'm just going to go for another one as he goes on his Venusaur, and then I go for an Ice Beam as he actually goes on to a Snorlax. So he went for Snorlax right here, and I did freeze him. Now, I don't know how much this freeze would have mattered in this game because I don't know his Snorlax set, and I end up never getting to see it, and it did really suck because it changed the game. The game might have been different depending on his Snorlax set, but the thing is that we're gonna see, like, I'm gonna go for a Focus Blast right here, and if I didn't freeze him right here, I had Toxic on my Kyurem, so I would have Toxic this thing, and as you will see in a second, that he is actually the Figgy Berry set, the Recycle set. So I know he has Recycle on this. He probably has Curse and then 2 coverage moves. So I'm assuming that one of the moves is going to be Return or Body Slam, and then the next move, I'm assuming that it's going to be Earthquake to be able to hit both my Excadrill or my Gengar. Now, if it was like Thunder Punch to be able to hit my Mega Aerodactyl or Ice Punch, then well, the thing is that I would have gone for Toxic right here. I might have fired off another Focus Blast on a potential Curse, and then after that, I would have gone out into my Mega Aerodactyl because I would have been able to live any one hit, even if he is at +1. And I would have been able to just keep on spamming Roost, and he would have been badly poisoned because of my Toxic. So I would have been able to eventually beat him 1v1. If he did have Ice or Thunder Punch, I would have been able to scout for that because I roosted up. Yeah, I would have been able to roost up and I lose my flying typing, so it wouldn't have done that much. I could have just kept on spamming Roost and stalled him out with Toxic damage. If he was Thunder Punch, I could have pivoted out into Excadrill, and I could have SD'd up on him if he was like only Return and Thunder Punch as his attacks. So again, I don't know how much this would have mattered because I personally feel like I would have been able to beat it, but I don't know his exact set. So if he was some crazy set, I don't know, and obviously he's not going to tell me because we might play later. Let's get back to this game. I did freeze him, and I'm just going to keep on firing Focus Blasts off. And now this is actually kind of annoying because I've now wasted about 4 or 5 of my Focus Blasts, and I'm starting to run out of them. I think I only have like 2 Focus Blasts at this point, so or 2 or 3, I don't remember, but I've used up a lot, so I kind of want to keep them for later, even if it means thawing out even if it means that Snorlax is going to thaw out, because if it does thaw out, he's going to recycle, and then I can Toxic it the next turn. And I really valued my Focus Blast because I wanted to kill Registeel later and prevent it from getting up rocks. So what I did right here was I just went for the Ice Beam, even though I was pretty sure it wouldn't have killed. But even if it did mean him thawing out, I would have just Toxic in the next turn. So that was my thought process. Now right here, I am actually Chople Berry on this Kyurem Black, and I would have been able to live any one hit guaranteed. But one, he could have been Z Flare Blitz, which that's not the reason why I actually switched out. The reason why I switched out was because even if he did go for close combat, my only attacks were Focus Blast and Ice Beam, and Focus Blast after -1, he was not in range to die from that. He had to take rocks damage to be in range to die from Focus Blast at -1 defense, like, you know, after a close combat. So I'm actually just gonna go to Mesprit because I expected the close combat. And he did go for Flare Blitz, and if that was banned Flare Blitz, that could have been an issue. But we can see from this that he's not banned. So I'm thinking right now he's either Z Blitz or he's some Scarf Set, which Scarf Set is going to be actually really annoying if he is that. But this is really good for me because Mesprit comes inside and I'm able to get rocks up. He didn't bring his Defogger in Togekiss, which is really big, which I forgot to mention earlier in the battle. This also means that me getting up spikes with Greninja is going to be so good, and I can get it up against the Vaporeon later in the game. As right here, he's actually going to go out into his Snorlax, and I'm just going to U-turn because I don't have actually a good way to hit Snorlax with my Mesprit. And right here, I go just straight out into my Mega Aerodactyl, as I can just kill him the next turn since I am Adamant. And if he did thaw out and recycled, I would have just started spamming Wing Attack, and I might have gone to Kyurem to Toxic it again. But yeah, it would have also been kind of annoying. That freeze was also kind of annoying because if he did, like, I know I kind of sound like a cunt right here because it was worse for him no matter what than it was worse for me. But if he ended up thawing out on that turn, it would have been worse because if he thawed against Kyurem, that would have been like the most ideal situation because I could have Toxic'd it. But if he thawed out against my Mega Aerodactyl, I could have been an issue if he was like cursing up and stuff. So yeah, right here I decide to he decides to go on a Vaporeon, which is fine. I'm just going to go back out into... Oh, actually, this time I go out into my Greninja because right now I want to start setting up spikes and put everything in range of like attacks from my Mega Aerodactyl to one later, Kyurem, and all of my other Pokemon. So I'm actually just going to set up a layer of spikes as he reveals Hidden Power Fighting, which is actually kind of crazy. And at first I didn't realize this was Hidden Power Fighting. I was thinking like, I was wondering what kind of Hidden Power it was, but it makes sense that he's Hidden Power Fighting for the Kyurem later. Thought he might have been Bug or something, but yeah, I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go into Kyurem since he can hurt my Greninja, and he actually burns me, which is completely fine. Doesn't matter too much, but I can just go for Toxic right here. I didn't reveal Toxic last time. I went for Focus Blast on him, so it might show that I don't have any good way to hit this Vaporeon with my Kyurem. So I thought there was a good chance he would stay in, and even if he did go Registeel, I could just Focus Blast the next turn. So he's actually going to reveal that it is Hidden Power Fighting, and I lost my Chople Berry, which is really annoying because Scarf Nape can look really scary late game, so we just have to keep that in mind and not lose to that. If he is Scarf Nape with Mach Punch, I do have Water Shuriken on Greninja, but if he's Scarf, his Mach Punch will outspeed my Water Shuriken, so that could be an issue. I just need to be a bit careful. If he is locked into any move that isn't Mach Punch, though, I do have Water Shuriken on my Greninja to revenge it. So just need to play around it smart and make sure I don't lose like Greninja, or maybe I need to keep Mesprit healthy that doesn't get 2-hit KO'd by anything and I can kill with a Psychic. So right here, I think I just roost up this next turn as he switches out into his Registeel, and at this point I just go hard into my Excadrill because I can take anything that this thing wants to go for, and I can spin if he does go for rocks, which he does go for rocks at this point, and I'm okay with losing my Drill to get rid of the rocks because I have Kyurem that wants to be healthy as well as Mega Aerodactyl, two huge things for my team. As he actually reveals Superpowers Registeel, which is really, really cool. Earthquake would have definitely not killed me, but I think he even had some attack investment to kill me right there. But yeah, I'm just going to go on to my Greninja because I can kill this thing with anything, any move. I didn't want to go on to my Mega Aerodactyl because that meant like he got a free switch in a Vaporeon, which you can still go into Vaporeon right over here, but you know, it's not as bad. Like I'm okay with just spamming Dark Pulse with Greninja when it comes out. But yeah, that's why I went for Dark Pulse right there. I also get some leftovers health back, which was one of the key things, because this is really important, because now if he is a banded Zygarde, I'm right out of range of 1,000 arrows. If he is, that means he would have to go for Outrage to kill me if he is banded, and I'm also completely out of range of out of that one move, I forget, Extreme Speed. So I don't have Ice Beam, so Dark Pulse is not going to kill from this range, so that's why it was also nice. But right over here, he's actually going to reveal that he was a Scarf variant, which I was pretty sure that he would be, because like I wasn't sure, like I knew it was a really good set against my team, but that's completely fine because now I know he's locked into Outrage. Blaziken is at full, so it lives 1 guaranteed. I also have Mesprit that lives 1 guaranteed, but I didn't want it getting damaged just yet because it still lives 1 hit from Infernape, and if it is a Scarf Infernape, keeping Mesprit out of range of like a Flare Blitz, or yeah, out of a Flare Blitz is going to be really good for me to keep it in check. So right here, I know I can live 1. I don't want to risk the high jump kick, so I actually just go for Brave Bird, even though it's going to kill me with the recoil right over here, which is fine because I'm in a really good spot to win this game. I don't feel like I need to risk it. Risk a high jump kick right here because I could have potentially lost still. And I'm not going to go into Mesprit because Mesprit was the play to go for, because if he did go into Vaporeon, I can just go hard out into my Kyurem, and it doesn't matter that much. And if he does go in Infernape, I'm in a good position. He's forced to switch out. I'm getting leftovers health back. He's taken more rocks and spikes damage. So I go for a Psychic on his switch into Vaporeon, which is fine with me. Right now, I'm actually just going to knock off because that makes it easier for Kyurem Black to beat a 1v1. If he wished up right here, then I would switch into the Kyurem the next turn. And if he did just stay in and Scald, after that, he would be in range of Psychic after the toxic damage. And I would still be out of range of anything that Scarf Infernape wants to do to me. And if he is like Z-move Infernape and kills me, if he like Scald burns me, then I know he's not Scarf, and Mega Aerodactyl can just revenge kill it. I don't die to even like Mach Punch crit, I don't think, with my investment. So right over here, I just I think I click knockoff right over here. Yeah, I do. And after the toxic damage, you're going to see he's going to be in range. He decides to Scald and not Wish Up. And I'm just going to be able to kill him with a Psychic. And since he didn't burn me, I actually have enough health because I'm a really bulky Mesprit to even live a Z Flare Blitz from his Infernape. So I'm actually just going to stay in right here. I know he's not banded, I know, guaranteed. So I can just kill him right over here. And I can win this game 3-0. Although he does crit me, which isn't the biggest deal. It's fine. I did freeze his Snorlax, which kind of sucks, so I am going to kill his Infernape. So yeah, this was a pretty crazy game. I feel really bad that I froze his Snorlax because, again, I don't know his set. I personally feel like I would have been able to win either way. I'm not sure, though, depending on his set. Obviously, this game, I was able to play like really safely at the end. It might have, if like he had Snorlax around, I might have been forced to play differently, maybe a bit more, aggressive throughout the game. But I could have played this. I was able to play this game really safely at the end. Like I had a guaranteed win, and like at the end, I felt like I had a guaranteed win. I know there is something that Blake was saying that he might have been able to win at the end. I'm not sure what it is, and I won't know until we play in playoffs, or if he doesn't make playoffs. But this is a huge game for us because we did win 2-0, so we are 5-3 with a +5 differential. We are at the top of our conference, and next week we play up against Matty Brawlick, who has a chance still to make the playoffs, which is pretty crazy. His also Matty Brolick, he's actually in danger of being relegated because he drafted a meme team, although in the past couple of weeks he's made a ton of drops and his team is actually really, really scary. So that's going to be a really crazy game next week. I don't know if we can beat him. It's Matty Brolick. He's a great player and he has a really good team now. So after he made all of his changes, so definitely going to be a really difficult game for us. But I think I believe in us. We might be able to do it. We might. Obviously, I don't sound that confident, but yeah. What am I gonna say? I guess that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.